What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's David Hanlon, aka the Laptop Legend, here with your daily update on TSNP. Now, today I was able to have a perfect dip buy on this stock, and this is a play I've been talking about for, I feel like, eons at this point. So, if you aren't prepared for it, go watch my previous videos. You'll understand why it is such an easy way to profit on this particular stock. Now, overall today, we started off looking pretty damn good, above 20 cents, breaking out, looking like it was good, but then it just rejected it. It bounced, I think it was it 22 or 23? One of those price points absolutely rejected, could not break out past there, and then just had a big sell-off with some great dip buying opportunities in the middle, but you got to take the profit on those dip buys, and then it kept pretty much tanking all day long. So I'm gonna take a look at the charts on my computer and show you guys what I think is coming in the future, and I actually have my live recording of the profitable trade that I made on this to show you guys my thought process and how you can take advantage of the volatility in this stock. Now, if you're just holding this long term, again, nothing has changed in terms of the fundamentals of this stock, but if you like to watch this for entertainment, like I know some guys were commenting, continue along because we got some good stuff coming today. So let's get into it. All right, guys, I'm here at my computer, and this is the daily chart for TSNP. Now, you can see here, it's been uptrending pretty much the last 5 days, and it was kind of due for a red day, if that makes sense. Stocks that continually go up every single day normally have a pretty big sell-off, so I'm honestly not too surprised by this. When it was right around that 20-cent area, I knew that was going to be an important area to watch, and it was able to gap up over that, and it looked like it was spiking. It had a mini morning panic and then a beautiful bounce off of that. But you can see here, 23.00 was the high, and it could not break over that. And it tried for a couple minutes there, but when it rejected and the sellers were able to prevail, it had a pretty big sell-off. We got down to under, 21.5. We got to 21.5. And then from there, it bounced all the way back up and couldn't even touch it this time. They like to do that. You have a lower high, which is a bearish sign. So when you see that, you see this has a lower high. It can't break above that. It can't even touch 23 again. That is a very bad sign if you're going to continue to hold this long. If you dip bought here, or if you bought in here, you chase somewhere and you're still holding at this point, that's typically a good sign to get out. You see this big red candle comes in here, and then it just pretty much sells off once it breaks down under this. It continues. We see a little bit of a bounce, but not too much. And then it starts fading off, breaks under the low of the day. That is always a bad sign, making a new low on the day. So if you're still holding at that point, you want to get out. And we can see here it cracked under there, was able to, I guess, where is that? I'm trying to line these lines up. Yeah, so at this point, it didn't crack under 20 yet, so it bounced off of 20.1. So we're thinking, okay, maybe 20 cents is going to hold because we knew that was going to be an important benchmark, an important price point, psychological support line. But in this case, we can see it bounces, gets all the way up to 20.9, and then fades on back down. The selling's coming in big. At this point, it's printing 20. You're pretty much screwed if you're still holding. Once it cracks 20, it's kind of game over. So at this point, it goes down, has a tiny little dead cat bounce there, and then falls all the way down to, to 18, bounces off of 18. And I actually tuned in a little bit late here because I was busy with so many other plays. If you haven't seen those videos, go check them out. But some crazy 1,000% gainers today, which is why I don't like keeping money tied up in stocks like this very much. I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm kind of breaking that a little bit with TTCF, but I still think we could get a nice squeeze in the next, couple of weeks on that. But TSNP, I think it could take a little longer than that for it to really, kick in and have the fundamental value start taking off. But in this case, I actually am able to dip buy it here. I think I get in at 18.5. If we go try to see this. Yeah, so I get in at 18.51 on that bounce here. And it was pretty straightforward. And then it goes all the way up here. I end up taking profits. You can see where my orders are at here. Not nearly as good as I could have had. But overall, it was a decent trade. It was $100 in 10 minutes. I mean, You can't make that at McDonald's. You can't make that at Chick-fil-A. And I was sitting in my basement, you know, enjoying myself, listening to music. So I definitely think it's a worthwhile trade. This was tiny size. This was only 10,000 shares. So, I mean, if you guys take a legitimate amount of size on this, you can really make some good money. You know, you take 100,000 shares on one of these dips, you're making some good money. And it's a very predictable move. It looked like it might be double bottoming here. So, like, you know, maybe this is a good place to go long, but once it cracks under, makes a new low on the day, you know, like I said before, once it makes a new low on the day, you want to get out because it's not a good sign. Breaks down here, continues to break down. When it has these massive panics where you can see, like, here it's kind of fading off, but once it has this massive red candle and, like, it really goes vertical, that's where you want to be dip buying. And you can see again here, like, you get a little bit of a dip buy, it doesn't bounce much, you can get out there for small profits, and then this goes vertical again. You can dip buy here and get some okay profits. You know, it's, what is that, a penny a share? I think it's a penny a share. Yeah, somewhere in there. So, I mean, get 10,000 shares, 100,000 shares. I mean, it adds up, man. It adds up. $100 gains add up over a significant period of time, as long as you can be consistent and don't let your losers get massive. So if you're still holding the stock, again, nothing fundamentally has changed about it, but this is kind of my intraday update. And now if we go look at the 3-month chart, it actually, to me, kind of looks like this is actually the right shoulder of a head and shoulders pattern. I don't know if you guys are seeing that. Maybe I'm tripping, but you know, before we thought it was a head and shoulders here, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, but that was kind of a small shoulder. You know, I didn't really think that was a big shoulder. And at this point, you know, we're seeing more of a shoulder. So, I mean, this could definitely continue on down. I think the most important support and resistance line for tomorrow is going to be this 16 mark. I think if it breaks under that, you know, it's not a good sign. But if it can keep above that, we might be able to still see some bouncing in here. So, we'll see what's coming, man. Honestly, it's very difficult to predict the future on these stocks. That's why I don't like holding when I have the ability to put my money in stocks that go up 1,000% in one day. So, you know, that's kind of my thought process on this. I'm going to show you guys the live trade for those of you who are interested. I believe it is here. So here I'm already in it a little bit. You can see I have 10,000 shares. And I got filled at 0.1851. And this is kind of what the price action looks like. I'm just going to go through it a little bit here. So I'm always thinking, you know, where am I going to sell? Where am I going to take my profits? It didn't look like it was going to break 19, but, you know, it was able to. It was able to get above it. So I'm thinking, all right, how high can it go? Can it get back up to 20? Ultimately, that was the goal. You see the buyers coming in. Buyers coming in, but there's 100,000 share sellers, so I'm kind of like, I'm not really sure how much this is bouncing, man. I'm not really sure. We're still upticking, so I mean, it's a good sign, but I'm really not sure how far this can go. 19.5. Yeah, so I think I took 5,000 off the table there. If I'm not mistaken, it's right up in here. But I mean, you can see, you know, we get a ton of green candles in a row, and you get that many, you're going to have some red candles coming. Same way as if you get a ton of red candles in a row, you're going to have some green candles coming. So I like to sell half. Again, this is something that saved me on MRNJ. And you know, you never take profits for granted. That's something that I just want to emphasize every single video that I make, because this market will not last forever, and you never know when it's going to shift. You never know what position is going to destroy your account. So you always want to be conservative, always want to take profits, and just, you know, small gains add up over time. Yep, so now I have 5,000 shares left. And I see how far the rest can go. It spikes up, but then bounces off. And at that point, I'm thinking, all right, it's not breaking 20. Not breaking 20, so I'm going to take it off. You can see there that I made a rookie mistake. You know, I waited too long, and by the time I actually pressed sell, it was already under. And I had it a little bit too close. I was trying to penny pinch there. So I really should have had, you know, something more like 0.7. I would have gotten executed there. So it's just a small takeaway, you know. if you're gonna penny pinch, you have to be decisive and not try to double check and see if the tank is gonna actually come. You know, oh, is this actually gonna crack? I don't want to sell it before it cracks. Let me do it now. If you're going to penny pinch, you need to make sure that you actually get that order in there before a lot of sell orders come, because otherwise you're not getting executed. But I mean, yeah, you see there, I close out. Well, I mean, I close out $100 profit on that. I think it's 104. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Hopefully you found this recap helpful. If you're holding long term, again, nothing has changed. But if you're day trading this, definitely look for those dip buys, like always. And we'll see what the next couple of days bring. If it really dips down, you know, to 10 cents, I might load up on some shares and try to hold a little bit longer term, just to see what happens. Maybe get a little bigger size down there, but we'll see. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Probably not till tomorrow at this point. Third video of the day. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, let's grow better together. Preguntar, bebé, dime por qué te mientes. No puedes esconder todo lo que tú por mí sientes.